guys, welcome back to the Secret Garden Homestead. Okay, I have some updates for you guys in regards to our Back to Eden orchard transformation video. I've been talking about how I thought it was gonna be ready by Christmas. I feel like normally in California it doesn't rain that much, or at least that was my perception of the rain prior to homesteading and needing like sun and not rain and not wind to do a lot of these major projects. But we have just been inundated with heavy rain and a lot of wind, and so we had laid down our cardboard. I kind of teased that in a short. I want to talk about some of the challenges that we face as first-year homesteaders that don't have our infrastructure in place. And the first is usually when you're starting up a homestead, and even old homesteaders have full-time jobs. So like Ryan's working a full-time job during the week, and then on weekends it's the only time that he has to work on projects. And so the end of last weekend we laid down our cardboard to start our Back to Eden orchard transformation process. And then during the week it was sunny, and then Friday night we got an unexpected like torrential downpour and just crazy wind, and it totally destroyed what we had done. And it's really disheartening. Ryan and I had a conversation this morning about like what to do, because at this point another thing that's challenging is the weather. Ideally this project should have probably been done in like September, October, but we were battling being in and out of the hospital, and just you know, other projects that had to happen before this, like getting all the irrigation under the ground before we could actually, you know, do the Back to Eden process. And we just ran out of time, frankly. And I think this is just like a normal process of homesteading, is that you have all these projects that you want to do. All of them are important. They all have to be sequenced perfectly, and then you have the elements that you're battling with. So we've decided that we're going to stop the Back to Eden orchard transformation project for this year. It won't make it into this year, and instead we're going to attempt to do it again probably in late spring. So try and find a couple weekends where it's purely sunny, lay everything down, get the irrigation wrapped around the trees, and then hopefully we get some rain so that some of the cardboard and compost can biodegrade. And that's kind of like our best shot at getting our Back to Eden into the orchard. We wish it could have happened this year. We were really excited to kind of share. Oh, see, it's super windy. And it's I'm going to show you the cardboard. It's totally destroyed. We wish that we could have gotten in this year. Like, soil quality is so important to us. It just didn't happen, and that's just the challenges of homesteading. So I guess I'm just coming on here to say, don't give up when things like this happen. Create a plan, keep going. Like, we'll eventually get it done. It's going to be super awesome when we do. But in the meantime, today I'm going to show you a December orchard tour instead, and then we'll start on projects for next year as soon as the rain kind of dies down. So I had this laid out super perfectly, and I even had little parts that were holding it down, like little bricks, and honestly, like, the wind just came in and completely just thrashed the majority of it. Some of it, we had some compost from raised beds that we were using. It kept it down, but at this point we're going to be fighting the elements way too much. Like, Ryan only has tomorrow, which is Sunday, to kind of like fix this and then get compost, and then we're just feeling a little stressed with the weather situation. It looks like weather's in the forecast for Monday as well, so we're gonna put pause on it. But anyway, this is as far as we got. We still think it's a great idea, it's just bad timing, so we're gonna pause it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little orchard tour for the month of December. Right now nothing is quite ready to harvest yet. Our back orchard that I just showed you with all the cardboard has all our apples and pears and stone fruit and everything back there, with the exception of the avocados, which I have not covered and I'm not planning to. I want them to get acclimated to the weather here. So I'm hoping that they survive. I know they're a tropical fruit essentially, but I need them to get adjusted to our zone 9B weather. I think they can do it. It doesn't really freeze here. It's just windy, and it can get a little bit cold at night times, but our nighttime low isn't that, it rarely gets to freezing here. So I'm going to show you our citrus grove instead. I'm going to show you what we have going, and then in January I'm going to start harvesting some of these citrus fruits. Okay, so let me show you kind of our entire citrus grove. We have 1, 2, there's a little tree right there, 3, 4, 5, and there's a little tree right there. So we have 6 trees planted. I'm planning on planting another 5 this year. But for now, this is what we have to harvest from. We have these beautiful lemons. I don't know what variety they are, but they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the color is pretty stunning. And so I'm going to keep those on the tree for as long as I can and just kind of pick them as I use them. I use lemons in my cooking, so I eventually get to them. Over here I have a huge orange tree, and I don't know much about it. Again, I don't know the variety. It came with the Homestead, but it's a navel orange, and they're not quite ripe. My recollection is that they're the best in like February, March. If you can harvest them closer to those dates, they're super sweet. Otherwise, they have like a tang to them that's a little bit more tart. So I will probably start harvesting these in mid-January just because there's a lot of them, and I like to eat them fresh, and so I just harvest them a little bit each month. But they're the best if you wait until like February or March. This year in California, I'm on some Facebook groups and people are struggling with splitting. I think it's because of the rain that's been coming through. Let's see, I've had a couple. Luckily my orange tree is really old, so it knows what's up, what to do. Yeah, I don't see any that are split. If I see one that is split and rotting, I usually pull it off the tree. But there's been a lot of issues with splitting this year. Again, like I don't remember having so much rain in December, but I guess some years we have more rain than others. So anyways, these are really, really good. Honestly, like the best oranges I've ever had come from this beautiful tree. Okay, and then over here, let me walk over here. I don't know what this tree is. If you guys know, that'd be great. It does not look like it's doing well to me. I think I'm gonna take this tree out, but it did bear a couple of fruits. I don't know, is this a kumquat? I'll show you what the fruit looks like. This is the fruit. So I can get a better video. This is the fruit right here. I'm not sure what it is. I'll try it and see if I like it. If I do, I'll try and salvage the tree, but the tree does not look healthy in comparison to the other trees that we have. And then over here, I have a pink lemonade grapefruit. Again, it's not quite ready yet. I don't see any of that like pink blush that you would get on the grapefruits. I don't know exactly when the best. This one has a little bit more of that pink blush, but it's definitely not ready yet. The bottom is still green. I'm guessing March, February, March for grapefruits. This tree only produced 2, but that's okay. I heavily pruned this tree to make it look a little bit better. All the leaves on this tree were like yellow when we moved into the homestead, so I've been trying to revive it, bring it back because we love grapefruit. So it'd be awesome to have a grapefruit tree that actually produced for us. And then lastly over here is my Dancy tangerines. I never really understood why the difference between a tangerine and an orange, or like a mandarin, but I think I understand why now. These tangerines, like the color is tangerine, it's not orange. They're so beautiful. They're like some mixture of red and orange, just so pretty. These will be ready likely in about a couple weeks. I think we can start harvesting them end of December, early January into February. I think by March they're totally starting to rot on the tree. I don't think these hold on the tree as well. So anyway, this is our first harvest of Dancy tangerines. Last year there was barely any on the tree when we moved in, and they were starting to rot on the tree. So anyway, I picked a couple just to taste them. They're not quite ready. They need to get a little more sweet, so a couple more cold nights. But honestly, this tree is absolutely loaded. My kids are just so ready to start harvesting from this tree. So I think I'll harvest from the top, and then later on I'll have my kids harvest the bottom, because what is better than harvesting fruit from trees? Can't really think of anything better. It's pretty cool. And then lastly, over here in a pot, if you followed along my orchard videos before, you know that I had this tree in the ground at our previous rental, and I had purchased it and planted it, and it never did anything. And I brought it with us and I tried to revive it, and this year it actually fruited. And this is a Mexican lime. It almost looks like a lemon. And I didn't know this, but Mexican lime is actually also kind of referred to as like key lime. And when they're really ripe, they turn this like yellow color. So, oh, and look, I have another one growing. Crazy. This is new. Yeah, we're already starting to get some like new growth on these trees, which is awesome. I'm gonna plant this tree in the ground again, and I'm just gonna baby it and see if I can get it to grow. It is a dwarf tree. But yeah, I'm so excited. I've already harvested a couple limes from it, and it's just super handy. Like if I'm making fish tacos, I can come out here, I can harvest 2 or 3 limes, and then I have them for our dinner. It's just really awesome. So anyway, this is the citrus grove. I love the fact that in California we can harvest year-round. So even though our apples and plums and peaches aren't in season right now, we have all our citrus in season. I think that's super cool. And so I'll be posting some videos throughout January and February on harvesting from our citrus grove. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Christmas ahead. And at the end of the year, I do plan on putting a year in review of our first year here at our California homestead. So I hope that you guys watch that.